I'd first like to thank the chair for his work on this budget, and I appreciate what he had to deal with the conference committee. I certainly can appreciate the difficulty of dealing with some other folks, but I would point out that while there's a few improvements in this budget from what was originally attempted with the CTF, there are still other issues that make this a budget that was bad to begin with and even worse now. Unfortunately, as I said, I rise to oppose this budget, this conference report, and I would just like to say that we all know Michigan roads are the conduits of our economy, connecting our business, improving trade and commerce, and maintaining access to our stunning natural resources and enjoyable recreation destinations around our state. But this department cannot continue. Could I have some order?
Senator Anderson.
Thank you. But the department can't keep our roads up and open and operating smoothly if they don't receive the necessary funding. The transportation budget does not have the same drastic cuts as some of the other budgets that we voted on, but I still find over the years that there's an ongoing theme with this budget that continues. Michigan's roads are decaying. Michigan has 125,000 miles of road. And with the shortfall in funding in the last few years, already 40,000 miles of road have been converted back to gravel. That's almost 1/3 of our roads being converted back to gravel. And I'd ask members, is this the future we want to see for our state? How can we sell businesses and residences on our residents on staying or relocating in our state if our infrastructure is crumbling back into the dark ages? Over the last 5 years, we've watched funding revenues decrease and the cost of maintaining roads increase, yet we refuse to find a permanent solution and instead continue to rely on budget gimmicks. Over and over, we find one-time fixes, cuts to other programs, and loopholes, but we refuse to make a permanent investment in our state's infrastructure. We're offering Band-Aids when surgery is needed. Transportation for America recently released a study that ranked Michigan bridges as the 13th structurally worst in the country. 1 in 8 bridges in our state is structurally deficient, with the worst bridges located in southeast Michigan. While the transportation budget includes a funding increase and allocation of money specifically for 2 bridges, we still do not have long-term solutions. The transportation budget before us also removes the requirement of notifying drivers in a work zone of the increased fines and penalties for the protection and safety of construction workers and those drivers. It's important to maintain the safety for drivers and workers on our roadways. With work zone accidents continuing to be an issue on our highways, this common sense safety requirement is an effective way to inform voters of the hazards to workers and themselves. The various budgets before us have already been putting jobs at risk, but now they're literally putting lives at risk. Is the safety of our workers really something we want to cut corners to save money? This is just the latest example of the short-sighted and haphazard budgeting that's been going on this year. I voted no on the bill the first time it was before us, and unfortunately, I'll still be voting no. I urge the other members of this body to join me in calling for real and long-term results for road funding in Michigan and reject this transportation budget proposal that came out of conference. Thank you, and I'd ask that my remarks are printed in the Journal as my no vote explanation.